everyone. So we are going to quickly unpack the read aloud checklist. It's a free resource on my TPT, so I am linking it below, but we're going to take time and just talk about and debrief on each component really quickly so you have a really great understanding of how to implement this. Okay, so you have to download it to see the whole thing, but here's a quick preview. Isn't it so cute? I love one-page print and go resources because I am a binder. Like, this is my schedule binder. It has my cleaning routine in the front, and every facet of it has something that I can just grab and go. Number one, when you read a book, you should predict what the book will be about. That's the first component. So what that includes is looking at the cover and then opening it, flipping through the pages, looking at the back cover, and making a prediction without reading any words of what the book could be about. Okay, that builds anticipation, that builds excitement, and that builds background knowledge. So you should read and you should fluctuate, obviously, with the words. If I were going to my girlfriends to Starbucks and talking about our day, we'd be like, boo! And when you read, it's not like that. So modeling that for our children is super important because sometimes we want to speed read because we know the words or we know the book or etc. So don't do that. Number 3 is volume. So fluctuating your volume. So if it's really exciting or it's really quiet or scary or whatever that is, fluctuate your volume. Punctuation. Make sure that you're pausing at different punctuation marks. That's super important. Read with expression. Does your voice sound the same on each page from the beginning of the book to the end of the book? Is that exciting? How can we make it more exciting? So notice your tone. If you ask a question and fluctuate your voice, all of those things. The next component is use your finger to follow words. This is especially important for young readers. Like my toddler right now is 2, and when I read to him, I always follow along with my finger, and I do it at him, so he sees me go left to right, top to bottom. Ask questions throughout the text. So a rule of thumb that I always do is I ask 1 question per 2 pages because I'm reading toddler books right now, so 2 pages I think is plenty of information that I can ask 1 or 2 questions. So lastly, model your thinking. And this is super important to think out loud, model your thinking. So for example, let's say we found a really tricky word in a text and you don't know what it means. This has happened to me so much in the teacher world. And what I would do is I would stop and I would say, I don't know what this word means. And I have to figure out what it means because we have to understand it. And so I would say I'm looking at the illustrations or the pictures and I'm looking at the sentences and words around it, and I'm reading it again out loud to myself so I can hear it, and I debriefed what I do when I don't understand a word. So the next time my students got to a word they didn't know, they knew what to do. So you don't have to be perfect, but what's important is to model your thinking, to think out loud for your little ones, because they are developing so many problem solving on top of the vocabulary and comprehension and all that comes with reading. They are developing key foundational skills for lifelong learning, and you can do that by simply problem solving with them and letting them know that we're not perfect, but we're in it to win it with them. We're in it to do this together, and that we got this. So quick and easy checklist. I love it. It's cute. It's ready to go. You can use this on your wall if you're a teacher. You can do it in your morning meeting with your class or your students, or you can put it in your room where you do learning at home and review it in your own fun way. And for Sawyer and I, he's little, so I am just modeling this for him. I might say, let's think what may this book be about. So for a 2-year-old, but for a 6th grader, it looks very different. So meet the needs of your child wherever they're at and be willing to learn with them, because that's the best way for them to learn, is to see you learn and model that for them in a healthy way. Yay for reading. I hope this is helpful. See you next time.